Fellas, homies, what's going on? Come on down. We're here in the garden. My name's Jess. Today I'm doing a reading, but I thought I'd do something a bit different because I'm here on the east coast of Australia, and apparently in the next 24 hours this evening, so more like 12 hours, apparently there's going to be a cyclone. You can hear the wind out there. It's fucking windy, and the energy here, it feels like this cyclone concept is very significant. So I thought I would channel the cyclone and see if it has any messages for us. Also, I've been hearing the phrase eye of the cyclone, eye of the storm all week. I feel like I need to put you up higher. So this card knocked off the table as I went to press record, and it says Burning Man, Collective Power, Supreme Prayer, Three of Cups, and Celebration. And fire energy has been churning. Eye of the storm, I'm feeling Odin vibes, and I'm just going to start with channeling instead of pulling cards. So Eye of the storm, right? If you're in the center of a tornado, you don't actually get impacted. It's everything on the outside that flings out, and it's almost like an inversion of the peace, the chaos that occurs. But if you're in the eye of it, right, the 0 point, it's kind of like the eye of, or the needle on a record player. You tune to the perfect frequency. And I've been working on my eyes this week, noticing that there were systems in place in my eyes. You could call it interference, but it was also something that I was doing to myself mentally, where I would use the focus of my eyes to shift my energy to protect myself. So parts of me that are afraid of connecting from the heart, you'd probably see it in some of my videos. If the energy is getting too profuse, I don't know what that word means, but that's a word that's in my head. Like if it's like spraying out too much and I like can't control it, then my body will kind of shut down to protect or to like call it back in, because I didn't know that it was possible for me to call in my energy. Like it's like playing a trombone. You know how when you see a trombone, it doesn't have the notes on it, you have to feel your way around, and that's kind of like awakening or moving through the quantum, like learning to navigate. It feels like you have to constantly tune yourself. So you're starting to learn like the different ways that your system has managed to cope with the fact that human bodies are totally supernatural. So I've been working on the systems of that, bringing that back into place, and realizing that the eyes are more spiritually potent or significant, that they have applications that we don't quite understand the focus of the eye, or I don't understand the focus of the eyes. And so the eye of the storm, focus of the eyes, spraying out the energy, inverting the field. This feels like the message that I channeled in my last reading, which was about passion and hobbies and trying to ignore everything that comes outside of the passion. Okay, I'm getting so much interference. This isn't really something that ever happens to me, but I'm getting like mind wiped every time I try to channel this. So I feel like I should just pull cards. And the phrase that's coming up is ramp up or shut down. So it's like, what happens in the line between ramping up and shutting down? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's because that's what's going on here, and that is kind of the nature of the whirlwind, right? Is like I don't know why that's so funny. We ramp up and then we shut down because we overstepped, or we used an energy that was actually like not ours. It didn't come from within. So you were like trying too hard, or you were being overly passionate where it wasn't passion. It was like some other force that was taking over, you know, like false. Okay, yeah. So, right, in the town today, I went down to the shore. Everyone is on the beach watching the surf. Like there's a bundle of surfers out there, like daredevils surfing the fucking massive wash. And there's this feeling in town, you can feel it, it's like sweeping over me, right? Like this delirium. There's like hundreds of people on the beach and they're all watching the waves. The waves themselves aren't that different from just like a stormy day, but everyone wants to be there because they want to be a part of it. Like they want to be a part of the collective. And I did too. Like I pulled over and went and watched the waves with everyone, and I was like, this is sick. Like we feel like a community, and obviously like people are yearning to come together and connect in the modern age and everything. So we were all sitting there on the beach watching the waves, and I noticed, like, it was just such a funny image because this is like a group of people that never comes together. We're only coming together for the sake of chaos, and we're all coming together to witness these waves like fuck around. Like it's like everybody wants to feel that in a way. Like everyone is kind of wanting to self-destruct, and then below the surface that energy it's hiding this like deep sensation of terror and death, like and doom, because nobody actually knows how severe this storm is going to be. So there's like this push and pull between really wanting something to happen in a way. It's kind of like, you know, when COVID first hit, and it was kind of exciting to like walk around the supermarkets and see the shelves empty and shit, and you're like, am I in a movie? It's like that. And as you can see, like now, am I ramping up or am I honing in? Like, okay, ramp up, hone in, shut down. What's it gonna be? You need to learn. It's like, I'm seeing, is it a golden snitch? Is there a gold ball that is kind of like a Rubik's Cube? I don't think the golden snitch looks like that in Harry Potter, but it's like that is what I'm seeing. It's like subtly clicking into place. Maybe it's Egyptian related. Maybe okay. When I was having a lucid nap here in this town I'm in, I saw Egyptian, like ginormous Egyptian mummies everywhere, and there is a certain energy that ties back to ancient Egypt happening in this town. But that feels to be taking me away from the core of this message. That's shutting down. That's not ramping up or honing in. I was honing in, and it's like blanked, it's wiped my mind. This energy is so funny, bro. I literally forget what I was talking about when I said that I was not ramping up and I was honing in, my mind got taken elsewhere. And there's something to that. That is the 0 point, bro. So the closer you get to infinity inside of yourself, the more tests and like inversion from the realm will occur in your matrix. And so what I've been learning about with myself related to the eyes and this like focus system of the eyes is like how much everybody is conditioned into an inversion of themselves. Like, it's okay if you don't believe this, but it's what I believe, that the whole planet is an inversion, not for good or bad. Like, it's a binary, and so you want to be beyond the inversion. You want to be beyond black, white. Like, you want to be in the trine, right? Holy shit, bro. Holy shit. It's fucking what a cyclone is, bro. It's like, it's literally a representation of the 0 point, because when you're in the center of it, you are untamed. And wait, unharmed, but untamed is an interesting word to use as a dichotomy too, because we, like, in the journey of ascension, you want to become untamed, right? And okay, and then so going back to I'm trying to like get away from the cards and actually get back into honing in. On the beach, right, this morning, there's all of those different dynamics of like how people are funny, and me included. I'm also like this craving for self-destruction, but also like the love of community and humanity, and this sense that there's like this impending doom, and like this is always the time where community comes together, right? Like if it's expected to flood, we're all going to help each other out. So it's like, well, we might as well act like friends now. And what's below all of that is the sense of connection, and that it doesn't actually matter how we feel about this, because we are here and this moment is happening. And it's almost like this moment where we're all, this massive collective of people is, holy shit, waves of emotion as I say this. This could be fucking very true. It feels like we're all sitting here watching the ocean and having this collective moment of taking in a certain type of awareness or upgrade or an ascension into connection, humanity, witnessing of the sea, the destruction of the sea, and these beautiful surfers like daring to ride the waves, and us like feeling the connection to them and wanting to be them. It's like that could be the whole reason that the cyclone occurs. But this town below the surface, there's a lot happening here, and it feels like there's a sweeping, like a dreamtime sweeping of a type of feminine chaos that wants to make its voice known in time for this new age march coming. It all feels very appropriate, in fact. But I wonder where fire comes into this. Let's see. I felt inclined to pull these Hero's Journey cards. Yo, okay, I like these cards, dude. I don't know how this connects to fire yet, but we have these Knights of the Round Table. Let their love lift you higher. And that's what I mean. It's like, from the start. What a dickhead. And that's what I mean, you know? At the start, you know how I said, like, it doesn't matter if it was man-made or natural? It's like, does it matter if it's love? Does it matter if love is behind the destruction or not? Because it's love that's gonna happen anyway. You know how at Christmas time, right? People who believe that it's a dark agenda, Christmas, they say that we're like feeding into the ritual and buying into like capitalism, and everybody's drinking and stuff, and so like the vibration is lowering and we're being suckled on. I think in times like Christmas, the human spirit outweighs any controlling intention that was put upon us against our will, because people do come together, and all in all, depending on, you know, your circumstance, because this certainly hasn't been me much of the time during Christmas, but I can see it happening, that families are coming together and everyone is merely grateful to have a break from their like shitty jobs. So even if they're drinking, they're in really high spirits, and to me that's fucking almost one of the most inspiring things about the human race. You know, if we are suppressed in any way, it doesn't matter, because everyone's fucking around and having such a funny time, you know? Say yes to, what did it say? It's just so chaotic. I am the eye of the storm. Say yes to your higher calling. Be a human, exclamation mark. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm being. And look, in the spirals, it's feels like the exclamation mark, that is honing in. That's not ramping up, that's not shutting off, that's honing in. When you mark your center, you mark your territory, you hold the key to an awakened life, set yourself free, dream redirection, redream this situation, and discover your superpower. Number 33, access 100% of your mojo. And to access 100% of your mojo, you need to access zero. You need to access the 0 point, because the 0 is the 1. You know how before I was talking about with everyone on the beach, there's this subtle feeling that there's an excitement about the destruction, an excitement about the breakdown of the 3D, and a sense that passion had been drained or sapped from the area. I don't want this message to come across as insensitive. I'm just feeling into like, I mean, destruction is actually going to occur for people. Surely, like, there's going to be damage. That's interesting for me to have that thought about insensitivity, like just here, right here in the reading. Like, why didn't I think of that like half an hour ago, you know? Well, I guess it shatters a binary. You know, if you see this video of me and choose to interpret it as like an insensitive portrayal of the destruction of these events, because like, I'm not safe either. Who knows? I'm only a few hundred meters, like a kilometer off the coast. I guess that's the binary too, you know, loosening up your sensitivities and coming back to what's really yours. And that's interest, like ownership seems relevant here, because like, is it our cyclone? Is it their cyclone? Is it Mother Nature's cyclone? And etymologically, like, who owns the cycle of samsara or nirvana? You do, I do, we do. The spirit of the 0 point is what does. Oh, and can you feel now the way that the energy in my space has shifted as we arrive and kind of settle into that concept? There's like a distinctiveness or a clarity, and it feels like the chaos has lifted in a way. Wow, this is so hardcore, this reading. I'm seeing the wheel in Trivial Pursuit, you know, the little wheel with the wedges of cheese. I'm seeing that, and then I'm hearing drudgery versus boredom, and that the distinction has something in it, and that you need to define yourself against boredom so as not to cause drudgery. What's the difference between drudgery and boredom? To me, drudgery feels like carrying a weight that is not yours, and boredom is actually being weightless, so there's nothing to push against. And when you are the one that's meant to define your path and carve out your destiny, well, that's when the fucking mind wipe happens, hey? If you have a destiny, something important to do, boredom and uncertainty will wipe your field and your mind. That's just the nature of balance. And so you need to learn that you do have something important, especially if boredom is plaguing you, or an idea that you are a boring person. It's worth considering the possibility that your entire reality is inverted, and the fact is that you are full of ideas and creative power and light, and that you carving your path so directly, like the eye of the needle, is dangerous to an opposing energy that was present. You know what I mean? I'm not going to call it like they or whatever, but like if you're light, you attract darkness, or you can get suffocated by that, and you can get confused, right? If you're growing up, if you're really young and you have like a spark of light, there's like a brightness about you. Other people are afraid of that, firstly because you can see right through them, like you can see who they truly are, and they don't want to be threatened by that. And secondly, because you can outshine them, and that can make them jealous, or it can make them feel inferior. And so often, if that's the case, you have this bright shining light and this capacity, but you also, because of that, have this great capacity to feel other people, to be an empath, and to take on their mindset and energy before you even know how to function as a human. Like, this can happen to you as a baby, as a toddler. Like, you just learn physiologically to like suck different energies in and to mute different parts of yourself in order to protect the people around you from shattering their understanding of the reality, or from facing themselves. Like their subconscious energy and thoughts can be so strong, like so strongly fearful, that fear and I don't like talking about it as if it was their intention, like that these people do this intentionally, or that you're a victim of any sort. You're not. This is all, I mean, you're here now to transform this. Like that's why you're getting this message. So you're not a victim. That's the first thing you need to know. You're not the victim of your life, no matter how bad it's been. It's all there to make you into a fucking rock star. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, so it's like an energetic transfer thing that happens if you're like a light being, or if you have something special about you. Oh, the High Priestess and the Hermit. Two, again, opposing energies. Very important to discern between your power and this internalization, or like a feeling of not making moves. It's a movement. It's all about movement. It's okay. Here's the question, guys. Here's the question for the cards. What is in between the very eye of the storm and it's what's between the masculine and the feminine? What's between the binary? Again, it's the 0 point, right? It's what's between ramp up, hone in, fucking sorry, that's hone in, shut down. What's between ramp up, hone in, fucking hone in, shut down? What is happening to me? What's between ramp up, shut down, and hone in? Okay, shut down is feminine, ramp up is masculine. Oh my god. Hone in, peace, balance. Can you hear the crickets? The second I identify them, always, the second I identify the crickets, they go quiet. But that's what it's about. Calling your energy back to be more quiet than the crickets, more quiet than the nature, like to hide underground when the storm is hitting. Hone in. Let's ask the cards. What does it mean to hone in, baby? What does it mean? Well, the fact that I shouted at them and made such a distressing banging noise, which I would never otherwise do, and which also feels like ramping up, that to me, that feels like it's about sound. This is about frequency. And yes, the crickets that we heard, and the needle of the record. And now I'm hearing hermitude, because the hermit is here, and there's a song, is it called Hermitude, or it's by Hermitude? And it's like, got a little angel on the shoulder telling you to dance. Yeah. So it's about dancing. It's about movement. And I said that too. So defensive, music and movement. Moving between, and then becoming the observer of yourself between the ramp up and the shutdown. Like if you can step back and notice yourself doing the dance in the cycle, right? Doing the cycle, then you naturally become what's behind it. You know, for me, watching those people down at the beach and being one of them made me not a part of it in a way, because I could see it all. And I felt immense love, actually. I felt really beautiful to be witnessing all of the layers of the thing. So, oh, how beautiful. The Empress. And we have this mother whale. Oh, and it feels like what's between ramp up and shut down is this internal nurture, this inward energy. Because to shut down is to move away, and instead you can soften into love with yourself, which again, that I discussed that in the last reading about hobbies. Like when you hone into a hobby, King of Cups, the dance, man. The dance. And look, okay, this reminds me of Slow and Steady Wins the Race, a video I made a month or so ago. See how there's the thick, or you can kind of see, yeah, there's really fine ribbons and then there's thick ribbons on this jelly. And then he's moving and they all form the dance. You know, we are sound, right? Sound creates our reality. And so there's different layers of sound, and that's what's happening with the eyes. It's all the same thing. But there's a sound for every frequency, obviously. And so there's a sound for every layer, for every kind of realm of attunement of your awareness and your attention. And so instead of getting swept into one frequency, the more you can both expand your energy to become aware of everything that's around, and also pull it back and learn how to make it more quiet, then you're able to hear not only all of the frequencies around you, but you get to hear your own. You get to know what it feels like to be you, or what and when I say feels, I mean the tone, like the quality of being you. It has a certain feeling of a sound and a softness that is uniquely yours. And in my opinion, becoming psychic, whatever that means, is all about honing your awareness of what's me and what's not me. I seriously think that's the only thing you need to live by if you're trying to increase your spiritual powers. Wow, guys, we're getting some major arcana today. Here we have the Hierophant, and look at the crown. And I'm hearing you're the queen of your arena. And then we also have the Ace of Swords here as the rain starts to hit really strong, and I should probably move my phone. Whoa. Wow, look at the way Spirit has moved us through this reading. How wild. Wasn't this a journey, dude? Don't you feel like you've been in a toboggan? So now we've got this cosmic womb feeling and the car wash happening outside the windows, and that nurture, I can feel that nurture energy starting to come in. I feel like the point has been made, at least insofar as I am capable of communicating it, because this is the journey of life. That's what the cyclone is wanting to teach us. It's the 0 point. The Trinity in this circumstance is the masculine, the feminine, or creation, spirit, chaos, order, and then the third thing that watches those two in their dance. And obviously, the more you can be a part of that, which is different to non-duality. You know, I really believe that we're meant to be passionate beings, and that our time on earth, I was going to say something that I didn't mean. What we should do with it, in the way that I feel it, is that we should live a human life and enjoy the ego and enjoy the ambition and enjoy slipping in and out of our humanness. And for me, the way to that, it's not non-dual. It's not complete detachment and removal. To me, that's boredom. And I suspect in my own way that could be some kind of a trap. You are the storm. You are the portal. You're the eye. You're the holder. You're the space that's being destroyed. and you are the force that destroys, and you're also the thing that watches all of that happen. So that is how we're going to end today's reading. Yeah, all right, okay. I've ramped up. I'm probably going to shut down for a bit, to be honest. That's going to happen, but then I'm going to hone in because there's a storm coming. So is that okay to do? I think so. That's okay, isn't it? I don't know. All right, okay, see ya.